Welcome to the Dice Gods. My name is Hydra, and today we're taking a look at the soon-to-be-released D-Day compilation book for Flames of War version 4 from Battlefront Miniatures. The full name of the book is Battle of France, D-Day, Forces in Normandy 1944. We'll be calling it the D-Day book and saving us all a lot of time. First, a thank you to the team at Battlefront Miniatures for sending us this preview copy of the book prior to the launch. The support for our channel is very much appreciated. Version 4 of Flames of War is, as of 2024, in its 7th year since release. The initial period after release covered the war in North Africa, the Eastern Front, and, to an extent, the transition from version 3. But in June 2019, Battlefront moved to a new era, late war. With it, they began a release of books which would be staggered over 4 years, covering the liberation of Europe, from D-Day through the Eastern Front, the battle in the Ardennes, and right to the front door of the Third Reich in the battle for Berlin. The initial set of 4 books in this era covered D-Day and were released from mid-2019 to early 2020. And now, while still competitive, they can be a bit of a pain to track down, and frankly they could use a bit of love. And so, we come to the D-Day book. This combines these first 4 books, which includes forces for the Americans, British, Germans, and SS Germans in their original form. Then it adds some new toys. That results in an over 330 page book with around 50 different formations across 4 distinct factions. There's a lot in here. For that reason, we're going to focus on what's new and just touch on the older parts of each book. If you're a new player, we'll give you a flavour for each book, but this video will be hours long if we deep dive into every formation. So let's get into the first big change with this book. Historically, the online army builder for Flames of War, Forces of War, has been a bit of an expensive hobby. You need to buy each formation individually, even if you bought the book that they were in. Well, not anymore. With the new D-Day book, you will receive a code which will unlock all of the formations in this book in Forces of War. Just like that, poof, done. But, even better than that, you will also be able to download a digital copy of the whole book on Battlefront's Battlefront digital service. If you don't want to drag your book around with you, no problem, wipe the PDF on your phone and away you go. These 2 editions are really welcome. I've not used the Forces of War app as having to buy formations twice did annoy me. But now, well, I guess I'm ditching Excel for my list writing. Also, the PDF is super helpful too. I love a leisurely meander through the books, but the convenience of a PDF is a really great touch. But what's actually in here? Kicking the book off, we have D-Day German. This book gets 3 additional formations, bouncing up to 13 formations in total. The original formations of Beach Defense Grenadiers, Fallschirmjäger Company, Fallschirmjäger Stug Company, then Tiger, Panther, and Panzer IV companies are still here, as are the armoured and unarmoured Panzer Grenadier companies, and the rather good Reconnaissance Company. So far, so good. 2 of our new formations are based on the 21st Panzer Division. The first is the 21st Panzer Hotchkiss Assault Gun Company. As the name implies, this is based on the Hotchkiss assault gun, which is made from a repurposed French Hotchkiss light tank chassis. The formation itself includes a 7.5cm HQ, compulsory 7.5cm platoon, and 10.5cm platoon. You then have the option to add another 7.5 or 10.5cm platoon, a multiple mortar section, and a light AA platoon. The 7.5cm are in-game a cheaper, almost unarmoured Stug with +1 anti-tank on their gun, 4+ motivation and 5+ assault. Whilst the 10.5cm is a cheaper, almost unarmoured Stu with 4+ motivation and 5+ assault. It does have the same option to fire as artillery, interestingly with an extra 8-inch range over the Stu, giving it 72-inch artillery range in total. The multiple mortar section is also nice, giving a salvo option with a 40-inch range, AT1 and 4+ firepower. These are also fairly cheap for a mobile artillery option. Maxing out this formation will get you to 60 points with max size platoons, so you can build a pretty chunky main formation and have points left over for fun stuff. Next we have the 21st Panzer Grenadier Company. This is essentially a motorised Panzer Grenadier Company, but with the usual half-track swapped for the U304F half-tracks. These are, again, another unit taken from the French and are, as a consequence, a slightly worse SDKFZ 251, even down to the option to add in a 3.7cm gun on one. This formation has a compulsory HQ, then a compulsory Panzer Grenadier platoon, and a second compulsory being either a Panzer Grenadier platoon or a reconnaissance platoon. Non-compulsory includes another Panzer Grenadier platoon, the multiple mortar option, 2 AA options, then we get some of the more fun stuff. An armoured SMG 34 platoon, plus 15cm Lorraine Schlepper gun platoon, and a S307F tank hunter platoon. The Lorraine Schlepper gun platoon is a pretty reasonable artillery option, similar in many ways to the Vesp, though it does lack a smoke barrage. The S307S tank hunter platoon is a half-track mounted Pak 40, so a 32-inch range AT-12 gun on an almost unarmoured chassis. If these two formations sound good to you, Battlefront have a limited release army box for the 21st Panzer available. It contains 67 points of units, plus dice, tokens, some custom objectives and decals. If you want this, it is limited, so dive on it ASAP. The last new formation for D-Day German is bonkers. They've added in a Jagd Panther tank hunter company. The formation is pretty basic, just all the big cats, oh and some AA. But the Jagd Panthers are a lot of fun. Front armour 9, 48-inch range, AT-17 gun, oh yes. The only challenge is, if you take max size platoons of the compulsory slots, you get to over 120 points with 10 vehicles on the board in total. So this isn't the most resilient formation you can take. You'll likely take this as a minimum size, which will get you 5 vehicles for around 60 points, giving you some space for some more survivable units in your list. Germans also get a second army box of the Panzerlehr division. Based on an armoured Panzer Grenadier formation, this tough and mobile corps is supported by Jagdpanzer IVs, Nebelwerfer for artillery, and some cheap AA. This comes in at around 74 points, and it's a great starter army, coming with some custom objectives, some metal layer infantry to make your troops stand out, dice, tokens and decals as before. So the additions to the German book are pretty cool, and add some historically accurate options for those who want to play specific engagements from the era. The SS book is up next and remains the same as on release, with 7 formations. These include Tigers, Panthers, Panzer IVs, Stugs, Armoured Panzer Grenadiers, on-foot Panzer Grenadiers and a recon company. This book is full of the more fanatical side of the German forces, so you get more for your points, but they tend to be killed easier. Now we're on to D-Day American. First of the Allies, this book gains 1 new formation, taking it up to an impressive 15 formations in total. The American book has a lot of stuff, including some very thematic forces, such as a parachute rifle company, glider rifle company, rangers, and assault company with boats. Then we have a standard rifle company, veteran assault company, veteran rifle company, M4 Sherman company, M5 Stuart company, and an armoured rifle company. Finally, we then get the veteran versions of the M4, M5 and armoured rifles before we hit the M10 Tank Destroyer Company. The last formation is the new one, an M18 Tank Destroyer Company. Based on the M18 Hellcat, this is a tank destroyer formation which has got some real teeth. The core of the formation is an M28Q unit, then 2 compulsory M18 platoons. You can then take an optional third M18 platoon with up to 3 M20 security sections as well. The M18 is in effect a faster version of the M10, so a 36-inch range AT-12 gun, but now with basically 0 armour. This does make it insanely fast, able to cover up to 32 inches in a single road dash, but just don't get hit by anything, okay? This is another fun formation which you can max out for only 56 points, getting you 12 Hellcats, 8 M20s and 3 Jeeps. Again, plenty of space for more survivable and durable stuff. Battlefront have brought out a special army box for the Americans too, this time based on the 2nd Armoured Division. This comes with enough units to make 2 formations, one of armour, one of infantry, totaling 95 points. The box includes a load of units, plus again dice, tokens and some custom objectives and decals. The additions to the American book are really welcome to what was already a really strong book. Last but not least, with this accent, we come to D-Day British. 12 formations as per the original book. This remains a pretty large and flexible selection of options. Similar to the Americans, we get a parachute company and an air landing company, then a commando troop, rifle, Sherman DD, Churchill, Cromwell, and motor companies. The Desert Rats are also here, with one each of Cromwell, motor, and rifle company. So what's new? Well, both of the Cromwell formations get access to the Challenger. This can be added to Cromwell troops in place of the Firefly. Why is this so good? Well, for an extra point, you get the exact same stats as the Firefly, but with faster movement. The Firefly is actually slower than the Cromwells that it has to join, so always slows its troop down. Not so with the Challenger. The whole troop can clip along at top speed, leaving no one behind. The last addition to the Brits is the rather good Sexton Field Troop. These are a welcome addition to the support option for the British, giving your force a much more cost-effective artillery option, though you do end up with a 4+ firepower rather than the 3+ of the Priest, which has been the only option for mobile arty previously. The British get an army box of the 7th Armoured Division. This includes a formation of Cromwells, Armoured Infantry, Sextons, some Crusader AA and a Sherman OP. All in 76 points, and the same combo of dice, decals and objectives make an appearance. All very nice. And that's it for the new stuff. So, who do we think this is for? If you're a veteran of version 4 who only collects one army, this probably isn't for you. But if you're new to the game, have collected multiple factions, want to expand into a new army, joined late war late, or want all the sweet digital formations, this book is cracking value. The new editions are also a really nice touch. Breathing fresh options into existing books is a really classy move. If this is a sign of what's to come with the other theatres of late war, smushing all the books together in one and adding new stuff, we are totally here for it and will probably need a new bookshelf. But what do you think? Will you be grabbing the new D-Day book? And what do you think of the army boxes? Let us know in the comments. Thanks again to Battlefront for the review copy. Thanks also to our patrons and channel members. We really appreciate your support. If you're not a member, consider joining up for exclusive videos and to help us make even more exciting stuff. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and give us a share. Thanks also to the mighty Joe Rogers for his continued support. We hope you enjoyed the video and we will see you again soon.